What's going on, everybody? Jason here, and today I've got this 2022 Ford F-250 XLT. Right before I jump into this Ford F-250, if you do enjoy these types of reviews, please be sure to hit the subscribe button, as it does help out the channel and it also helps with the YouTube algorithm. That being said, let's jump into this Ford F-250 and start off with what kind of trims that you can get with this. So when it comes to the Ford F-250s, you can get the XL, XLT, which you're looking at, Lariat, King Ranch, Platinum, or the Limited. Now, of course, depending on which trim level you choose, they will all have their own unique options and features that they come with, and also extra options that you can choose from to make that particular trim even better. With the Ford F-250 XLT, in terms of the safety features that you're going to get right out the gate is your blind spot monitoring with cross traffic alert and trailer tow. Now this will support a conventional 33-foot trailer. Also, you're going to get pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, forward collision warning, and your automatic high beam headlamps. Starting things off in front of this F-250, you can see it has a ton of chrome all over the place. You've got a front chrome bumper and a rear one as well, and as you can see, all of the inserts and everything, even on the grille, on the bumper, are all blacked out. You do have black tow hooks, but you do have the available chrome ones if you do want to choose those and just go all out with chrome even more. And also, this truck does have the XLT value package, which are going to give you your fog lights. Moving into the grille area, you can see that the Ford trucks have a unique styling when it comes to their grille, and you've got the massive Ford logo in the center, along with these nicely designed halogen headlights. Now, these are only halogen on the XLTs. You cannot get the LED ones. You'll have to choose a different trim for that. But if I was to get this particular truck, I would either get the body color bumper, so there's not that much chrome, or I would just go all out and get the night edition package, which is going to black out everything for you, and it's going to give you your body color bumpers. And on the hood, you've got the Super Duty lettering engraved right into the hood. Also, on the actual hood, you've got this nice indented design pattern that's going on, which make it look way better compared to if it was just a flat hood. Also, up top, this truck does have your optional LED clearance lamps as well. Taking a look at the F-250 from the side view, you can see more of that chrome and the black accents are carried over, of course. Around the window trim, you've got it all blacked out, which I think is a good thing, because adding chrome to that would have been just way too much in my opinion. Also, like I mentioned, this truck does have the XLT value package, so that's also going to give you your keyless entry pad right on the driver's side, and it will also give you auto lock, auto unlock. And as you can see, you've got your blacked out door handles, but you do have the available option of getting them body colored with chrome. And here's what the key fob looks like for this F-250. You've got your unlock, lock button, and your panic button, and on the rear you just have a Ford logo. Another upgrade option that this truck has is your power telescoping trailer tow mirrors, which of course is going to give you your built-in turn signals. It's also going to give you your high intensity LED security approach lights, utility lighting system, and your LED side mirror spotlights. Whereas if you just get the standard manual ones that come with it, they will not have those particular things. And then of course, you've got your XLT F-250 badging on both sides in chrome and with the black insert. As for your wheels, these are your standard 18-inch sparkle silver aluminum wheels, and I like how they did the whole wheel in aluminum, but your center caps are in that chrome piece, and it just stands out. Now, you do have other options that of course you can choose from. Also, as for the tires, these are your upgraded all-terrain tires, and this truck also has your chrome running boards with the black surrounding it. This truck also has your optional snowplow package. Now, standard, this truck will be a 4x2, however, you can get the 4x4, which this particular truck is. As we make our way to the back of the F-250, you will get your 4x4 decaling, of course. As for the size of the bed that you can get, this is your standard 6.75 foot bed with your 160-inch wheelbase, but if you do want to get the bigger 8-foot bed, you're obviously going to have to get a bigger wheelbase. Making your way to the rear of the F-250, as you can see, like I mentioned, you do have your chrome bumper, so obviously the one on the back is chrome as well, along with your sensors built in, which is your reverse sensing system. You've also got a hitch at the bottom, and right above that you do have all the plugs, wiring, and all of that you need for your towing. As for the tailgate, it's a pretty clean looking tailgate, because you've got that nice Super Duty built right into the tailgate, along with your Ford badging. You've got your tailgate handle along with your backup camera right above that. As for the taillights, they're pretty standard, and these are pretty long taillights, but they do fit well with the overall aesthetic of the truck. Opening up the tailgate and entering into the F-250, you can see it's a pretty bare bone truck. However, if you take a look on the sides, you'll see these 4 plates. This is the part of your box link system, which you can put on different types of hooks, tie downs, and stuff like that, and it just makes life so convenient when you're using your bed to tie down your stuff and whatnot. And of course, if you wanted to, you can get a spray and bed liner along with LED bed lighting lighting as well, which is available. Also, you'll notice this truck does not have any type of rear sliding window, but again, it is available that you can get as an extra option, the power sliding window. Entering into the F-250 in the rear, you can see you've got kind of like this whole creamish interior going on with the black inserts. This interior is actually called medium earth gray, and as you can see at the bottom, you've got a decent amount of room to put small little items, and of course for cup holders. You've got your speaker there. Now this does have your standard 7-speaker system. On these ones there's no available upgrades, and next to the speaker you do have a small little storage area as well, and then your window control up top, and you've got this nice vertical black trim piece with the chrome surrounding it, which does make it stand out. As for the seats, you can only get this in the cloth seating setup. Of course, if you want to get leather and whatnot, you'll have to go to a different trim level. And even on these, even though that they're cloth seats, I like how they have kind of like this staggered mesh design. It just makes it look a little bit more appealing than just simple cloth. One thing that I do wish that they added is a drop down center handrest with cup holders, but I guess you have your cup holders on the doors. You can also lift these rear seats up to have under seat storage. Now this will be a part of your XLT value package. Let's say you do not choose that, you will not get the storage underneath your seats. It'll just be open. Moving over to behind the driver and passenger seat, of course these are cloth seats, but you do get your mat pockets on both seats for that additional storage. Over on the center console on the rear, of course you have your 2 cup holders at the top, and then underneath that, very simple, you just have a 12-volt adapter, charging ports, and your 110-volt plug. Moving to the front of the F-250, as you can see, it's pretty identical to the rear. You just have a ton more space at the bottom, of course, and then you've got your speaker just like the rear, along with the little storage area right under your door handle, and then of course you've got your window controls and your mirror controls. Now as for the front 2 seats, standard with this truck, you'll get bench seating in the front, of course. However, there is the available front seating with the center console, which this particular truck has, and I think this looks way better. It's more practical, unless obviously you have an extra person in your family or whatever you're using this truck for and you really need that bench seating, then of course that's the one that you should get. And because this has, like I mentioned, the XLT value package, you're also going to have your power driver seat as well. Underneath, nothing too special, just your foot pedals, and you do have your parking brake and your parking release latch. Above that, you've got a bunch of controls for your lightings, fog lights, your bed lighting at the back. You've also got your light dimmers, and then above that, those 2 buttons for your side mirrors. Like I mentioned, these ones do have the lights as well, so you can turn them on and off from there. As for your steering wheel, this is a manual adjustable steering wheel. Entering into the F-250, you've got a full black dashboard, and nothing too crazy going on, just your standard typical dashboard. It's a very clean setup. As for the center gauge cluster, it's a very typical looking gauge cluster. You've got your different temperature gauges up top with your fuel gauge, and then of course your tachymeter, your speed, and then you do have a screen in the center in which you can kind of scroll through different settings and options that this truck has, and you can have whatever you want in front of you. So that's really nice to have in any kind of vehicle. As for the steering wheel, you have kind of this vinyl wrapped steering wheel, and at the bottom and around the controls, you kind of have this granite textured trim piece that goes around the whole steering wheel. Over on the left side of the steering wheel, you do have controls like I've shown you for your center gauge cluster, and then below that you do have your cruise control settings. On the right side of the steering wheel, you have your volume buttons and your radio buttons, and then below that you have your Bluetooth controls. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, you've got your typical controls for your indicators, high beams, and your windshield wipers. Over on the right side behind the steering wheel, you've got your gear selector along with accessing different drive modes. Beside your steering wheel, you do have your 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low, which you can kind of select through, and underneath you do have your trailer brake controller, which is actually standard on this truck. Over on the center handrest, you've got kind of like this vinyl leather on the whole thing, but if you go ahead and open it up, you do have a decent amount of room to put whatever you want inside of there, and then you do have this little tray that kind of pops out if you do need it. In front of your handrest, you do have some storage there as well to put small little items, and then of course your front cup holders. Moving further up, you have additional storage area along with more USB ports in the front. Moving above that, you've got your typical heating and cooling temperature controls, and above that you do have your radio controls. Next to your radio controls, you do have your 12-volt adapter and another 110-volt plug as well, and then you have your 8-inch touchscreen. It's a pretty simple layout. You can do pretty much like the basic stuff on this, so it's very easy to get used to. So you've obviously got your home page where you can add a few things. You've got your audio controls, AM, FM, Sirius XM. You've got your phone controls, of course, your different applications that you you can access throughout the whole truck. And then if you want to fine tune some of the settings, you can go into the actual settings tab. And that's pretty much it. Above your screen, you do have your traction control button as well. Above your screen setup on the dashboard, you do have actually a decent amount of room where you can most likely hold a comfortable amount of stuff in there. Above that, nothing too special, just your rear view mirror. Moving above that, you've got your typical interior lighting controls, and this truck does have the optional upfitter switches, so you get 6 auxiliary switches as well. Coming over to the passenger side, in your glove department, you have a decent amount of room. So you have a section at the bottom there that you can see that holds, a good amount of stuff. And then right above that, you have a little small section to hold something like a couple of books or something like that. And then you do have additional storage above that. So if you open up that section, as you can see, there's more storage room in there. But if you go ahead and close that, not only do you get more of this granite trim piece, but you get another Super Duty badge engraved right in. So when it comes to what powers this F-250, you have 3 options. You can get the 6.2 liter flex fuel V8, which is standard, and that's going to be your torque shift heavy duty 6-speed. You can also get the 6.7 liter V8 turbo diesel, and this will only be available with your torque shift 10-speed. And lastly, what you can also get, and also what this truck has, is the 7.3 liter V8 gas engine with the torque shift 10-speed. Now, depending on which engine you choose from those 3, your rear axle ratio will vary as well. So with this particular one, the 7.3 liter, your rear axle is going to be 3.55, and you're going to be able to tow about 14,700 pounds when obviously you're equipped with the proper equipment. Also, with this particular one, the 7.3 liter, it's going to be giving you 430 horsepower with 475 foot-pound of torque. And here is the window sticker for this 2022 Ford F-250 XLT. As you can see, up top, you've got your typical vehicle information, and then below that, you do have your standard equipment, exterior, interior, your functional, safety, security. Below that, you have your optional equipment. As you can see, this truck has a decent amount of optional equipment that was put on this. And then at the bottom, you do have your total price of the truck, of course. Now, this is in Canadian dollars and also minus any dealer discounts or manufacturing discounts. Well, that does it for this 2022 Ford F-250 XLT. Let me know in the comments down below, do you love this truck or do you hate it?